Hello, welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi, and this is the Arsenal match predicted lineup against Spurs on Sunday. It's a big game. Everybody knows this, and we are very sure we might not win. I want us to look at the predicted lineup that we might choose. You have your own predicted lineup. Mikel Arteta has a predicted lineup he wants to use. Every fan has their own predicted lineup. You have your own information. I'm going to be building mine on this channel, and everybody in the comment box, you can challenge me. Go in the comment box, tell me who do you want to start in what position, what kind of formation should we be using against Spurs. It's going to be a very hectic game. They play a very a highly pressing game. They're going to sit back, take you on the break, but if they decide to come on you, they're going to press you hard, and probably you're going to make a mistake. So on my screen is Leno, and of course a back three. I've introduced Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I've introduced Thomas Partey and other players, as you can see. So we're going to be discussing that and more in my predicted lineup. But like I said, don't forget to give me a subscription, comment, like on the video, as well as whatever other, you can buy me super chats, you can join the channel. The link is in the description, but you can also use that join button you see on your screen. So let us get straight down into the predicted lineup. Who do I want to start where? Of course, some players are really static, they're not going to change. I've gone with the back three, a midfield four. Of course, both two of them will be full backs, and then I have two midfielders and a front three, just like I thought Mikel Arteta would go for such a formation, just because of course I think it's not going to be an easy game for him. So he wants to be a little bit more defensive, especially when he's away against Spurs. He wants to be a little bit more defensive, wait for them, get them onto the break or something like that. Wait for them to make a mistake, and maybe that that is how he can actually beat Spurs. Jose Mourinho, I don't see him lose to Mikel Arteta, just like I never saw him lose to Frank Lampard. He played a very decent game, and finally he went back to the top of the table. That is his first goal. He wants to keep himself on top of the table. Spurs want to be on the top of the table. They're already on the top of the table. They will do anything in their power to stay there. If it's a draw that they need to keep them at the at the top spot on the table, they'll definitely come to to get a point. If it is a win that is going to put them back on the top of the table, they'll definitely come for 3 points. So who are those players that we can rely on in this game, and probably use them as the players I don't know who can get a point or beat Spurs? I'm not really sure, but you guys know better, and give me your predictions for the game. But as well, I want your predicted lineups. In goal, I'm going to start with Leno. No doubts about that. He has been our first choice goalkeeper, and he is still our first choice goalkeeper. I don't expect him to change. Yes, I know there are so many problems he has as a player, and I will be we'll be discussing this when I'm talking about the combined 11, why he doesn't qualify this season to stand up against Hugo Lloris. He was better than Hugo Lloris last season. He was so good. You think he was better than Hugo Lloris. I think he was better than Hugo Lloris, but this season I think he needs to do better against Wolves. Those 2 goals, he should have done better than that. Maybe he should have saved one of them. I understand the second goal, it had a deflection and so on, but as a top quality goalkeeper, a goalkeeper who wants to unseat Manuel Neuer on Germany, at the first team at Germany, you've got to do more. You've got to show us that you're worth it. Anyway, so I'll go with Leno in goal. No questions about that. I think all of us will agree. Runarsson is the backup goalkeeper. Obviously, I understand most of you will be will be saying me we need to give Runarsson a chance. Will be telling me such stories, but obviously the truth is Runarsson, I cannot give him a chance against Spurs. No experience. He has been in the Europa League for just 1, 2, 3 games, and there is no way you're going to give him this game against Spurs. Let Leno perform until his last, because he can. We have seen him. We have seen his reflexes. We have seen his performances, and you think he's one of those players that really can guarantee good performance when he starts. I'm going for a back three, and of course Gabriel. Magalhaes is my my main pillar. I should call him my main pillar. In the center back, he's going to be my main pillar. So I go with Gabriel. I go with Gabriel Magalhaes as my main center back. He has been one of those players that have been so good this season. So good for us now. I mean, you look at how, you know, his level of management, you know, in the game, the interceptions, the dwells, you know, the composure, you know, everything he does is just right. I just love Gabriel. I just love Gabriel. I think if he continues with this kind of performance, if he continues giving us this kind of performances, there is no doubt Arsenal signed one of the best, you know, defenders in the world, in world football. Very cheap, and you know, you might, of course, you might say that, you know, he's new in the league, and Scott Run Mustafi also had his good days in the league or so, something like that. But Gabriel is so good. He's so good. I just can't say it enough. He is so good. On the left of the three, I am very sure it's going to be Kian Tierney. I'm very sure about that. I'm very sure about that. You know, Mikel Arteta loves to use Kian Tierney. He loves to use Kian Tierney in the back three. You know, many people think this is limiting. He should be playing right, you know, here as the left wing back, but it looks like the way he's solid and the way he's playing with Gabriel Magalhaes has just made him, you know, one of those players that are just going to be part of the back three. But I have no problems with that. He has been playing in that position so well, and he gets time to complement, you know, the attack, and then Gabriel Magalhaes can just, you know, sit in for him in times when Granit Xhaka was also, you know, on this pitch, you know, when he was still worthy to be on the pitch. Xhaka could also, you know, sit in for him, but Xhaka is no longer that, you know, kind of player. But if I have Saka and Kian Tierney on, you know, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles down the left, I think you know, everything will be sorted. Then I'll go with David Luiz. I'll go with David Luiz to complete the defense. 33-year-old centre back. He was out of the Leeds game. He played against Wolves, and he had a nasty accident with Raul Jimenez. By the way, Raul Jimenez is getting better. But David Luiz, there are no questions, there are no contentions to the experience he adds to this team, you know, and his role in the club. There are no contentions about that. There are no debates. The only player that gives those long balls, you know, strikes those long balls, looking for Aubameyang, looking out for the left and right backs. The only player who has that, you know, dribbling ability in the team, and you feel like, you know, a defender with a dribbling ability, the way he commands and so on, and of course the partnership between him and Gabriel is just perfect because of the language and the fact that both of them come from deep down in Brazil. So I would want to see him. I don't want to see Rob Holding. I think because I'm very sure Mikel Arteta will give Heki Bellerin a chance in the right wing back. So if you give Heki Bellerin and Rob Holding, they're just going to get exploited by Heung-min Son or Bell or Bergwijn or whoever is going to play there. So I would rather play David Luiz. He has been different this season. He was trash last season. Everybody wanted to see him out, but this season he's a changed defender, and I think, yeah, I'll call him up there. Now this is where I have problems. You're gonna be surprised when I go for Cedric in the right wing back. I'm not saying he'll play, but I'll choose Cedric. I still choose Cedric over Heki Bellerin. Yeah, Cedric has his own limitations as a player. He has own his weaknesses. He has own, you know, his own things that, you know, you feel like he's lacking as a player in some things. But Heki Bellerin, for Christ's sake, he has played 10 games this season, and I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. There isn't any positive things that he's doing on that pitch, and we are sticking with him. We need to introduce some competition. We need to introduce some change. Why don't give Cedric a chance? If Ainsley is going to be playing in the midfield or part of the midfield, or you know, or in the left wing back, let us use a player like Cedric and see whether we can get any other, you know, defensive, options, but I'm really going with Cedric. I know he can disappear in games, but defensively he is solid. Bellerin defensively, he ain't solid, and although Cedric is not so good going forward, it might be a show of Spurs against us. So it might be, it might be Arsenal, going down on the left, on the back foot, defending. You need players who can defend. Ainsley can defend. Cedric can defend. Bellerin cannot defend. So I'll take any of Cedric and Ainsley in the right back, but I'm using Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'm using Niles as the left wing back because Kian Tierney is joining the back three. So I'm going with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, most of you are going to say, why don't you use Xhaka there? Or why don't you use Bukayo Saka there? Remember, Pepe is out, so I cannot include Pepe in my team. However much I would love to, he had a very, 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 promising performance against Rapid Vienna. But, that means you can't use him. We already know that he has a red card. So I'm using Ainsley Maitland-Niles because of his versatility. Yesterday against Rapid Vienna, I was playing as part of the midfield with Mohamed Elneny. And on Sunday, I want him to come back in the lineup, and I want him to play as the left wing back. I've seen him play that. I've seen him play in that position, and I think he can play so well there. He wants to play as a midfielder, and if you're playing him in a 3-4-3, it means he's literally playing as a midfielder because he's going to have one player in front of him. It could be Bukayo Saka on the left, or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the left. So basically, his role is not going to, he's not dropping far too deep as the fullback, and he's not going for so much or in front to cross that ball and so on. So he's basically going to be playing a midfield role, but as a as a left wing back. So I'll go for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I hope he doesn't disappoint me if he's given the chance. In the midfield too, Ceballos and Granit Xhaka were horrible against Wolves. I don't give any of them a chance. Partey is training, and this is how crazy I am. I don't care what anybody says. 27 years of age, the best midfielder in the league. I'm going with Thomas Partey. I'm just going with Thomas Partey. I just know he is going to be fit. God help us, he becomes fit for that game. So I'll go with Thomas Partey. I know you guys know what this guy, brings for us on the pitch, or whatever. He is just brilliant, just so brilliant. Defensive wise, he's going to give us the cover, but he's also going to help us in the transition going forward. And his partner in this case is going to be Mohamed Elneny. Mohamed Elneny, Arsenal's Egyptian. He was playing yesterday against Rapid Vienna, and we were on a match reaction, and one of my colleagues, Glenn and Lee African Guna was saying that they have never rated Mohamed Elneny since the time he joined Arsenal, and there is an interesting talk that says that we had gone to FC Basel actually to buy another player, not Ainsley Mohamed Elneny, but we came up with Mohamed Elneny. That is that's a joke. I don't know how you go in to buy some different player and then you're convinced to come back with someone different. I don't know how it happens, but my point is this partnership was so good against Manchester United. If you guys still remember, Elneny with the role going forward and linking up with the attack. Of course, he didn't create chances in that one, but I thought he was a little bit brilliant. And then Thomas Partey with the defensive role and the box-to-box role. So you think about that and you're like, maybe we can use these two. If Partey is out, if Partey doesn't pass the late fitness test, who would you want to see? Go it down in the comment section and tell me who do you want to see if it's not Elneny and Partey, and if it's not Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Cedric. Okay, the front three, the left is Saka. I don't have any questions about that. It's Bukayo Saka. I'm going with Bukayo Saka. I think he is one player that has been promising from last season, promising, and there are no reasons why I shouldn't trust him. there are no reasons so as to why, you know, I shouldn't trust him. I'm gonna trust him in this one. Now this is gonna be crazy, but I'm going to do it. The right, I'm going to play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I play Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang through the right, and I play Alexander Lacazette down through the middle. I want to see such a front three. The reason is Aubameyang has played down through the left so many times, and you know, you feel he's, you know, it's just not working out for him. You know, he's getting frustrated. Things are not really working out for him. He wants to change. He wants to play something different. He wants to play, you know, something different. Why don't we try out, Aubameyang on the right? We have seen Pepe from the right yesterday playing on the left, and it was brilliant. It was so good. So how about if tried Aubameyang onto the right, because he's, you know, kind of left-footed. You know, then you would see him, you know, as an inverted winger. I mean, just, you know, think about that. Oh, the other alternative is we could use Aubameyang down through the middle, and then we use Alexander Lacazette as a number 10. He was so brilliant against Rapid Vienna in that number 10 position. So that is my predicted lineup. Burnley, no. I want to see Cedric, I want to see Lewis, I want to see Kiantiani, I want to see Ainsley, I want to see I want to see El Neni, I want to see Partey, I want to see Aubameyang, Saka, and Alexander Lacazette. But on my screen, like you can see, I included Willian. I think Willian was so good in the Wolves game. He was adding the creativity, he was adding the pressure going forward, and it was obviously wrong for Mikel Arteta to substitute him. But you never know. So that is my predicted lineup. I want to know yours in the comment box. I remain Kosi. I sign out, and I'll be coming back for... How did I forget to announce this? I do not breathe oxygen. Smash the like button. Get your comments coming in. I want to see the comments coming in as, you know, never before. We are coming with a transfer update. Szoboszlai has been offered an offer from Arsenal. It has been received. There is news from the Eriksen camp, and there are two players that Mikel Arteta is also thinking about. We're going to be talking about that and more in the next show. Bye bye.